What's good, everybody? Godson Official Music, aka Lightning Powered Art, back again with another review video. And it's kind of an update on several videos I've made on these products in the past. And the reason I'm doing an update type of video is because I've been getting a lot of traffic lately on my review videos, so I think you guys enjoy them, and I figured why not do some more. And for some of the things I've already reviewed, I feel differently about them now. For example, being the Sennheiser 280 HD Pro headphones. I definitely feel differently about these now than when I did almost a year ago, when I did my first review on them. And I don't think I did a review for these two headphones, so I guess this is not only an update video, but it is two other reviews in one, or a comparison, I guess. Yeah, you know what, we'll make it a comparison. Before I get started with this video, I have to give you all a PSA, which is I am performing live at Tommy Osiris's show in the Zen Lounge. That's in Studio City. I already made a video letting everybody know, but the date was rescheduled for the 27th of November. So 11/27, you guys come over to the Zen Lounge. It's going to be a great time. We've got a great show lined up. I'm really excited about it, seeing it's my first time performing live. Not nervous at all. I just really want to show you guys some of the stuff we've been working on. It's really dope. And it's a 21 and up event, of course. You already know. $15 door fee to get in. Make sure you ask for Tommy Osiris, because it is not my show, it is his. And we got a song we did just for that event, and I know you guys are going to love it. So links and stuff are going to be in the description box, annotations and all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and tell me what you want to see me review next of all the products I already have. I noticed that I actually haven't done a review for these speakers yet. Of course, I did this already. So that's probably going to be the next thing I review. Alright, so let's start off with an update on the Sennheisers. When I first did these almost a year, I did this in February, the first review video. So when I first did these, I didn't like the sound. By the time I did that video, I already had them for at least maybe 4 or 5 months. It took me a long time to get used to the way these sounded. So when I did that, I wasn't in love with these at all. But now I'm starting to realize over since that entire time, how cool these actually are for a number of reasons. Particularly because I've been recording vocals since I bought these. When I first bought them, I was doing vocals, my own vocals. I wasn't, doing so much, but, I was starting to warm up. But now I do vocals only regularly, not every day, but, regularly. So which of these headphones do I use when I'm tracking, as they call it? It's these, and the reason is, so the first time I used it was in an actual studio setting. And compared to this, the other headphone I brought along, the Audio-Technica MH50s. Can you see it? MH50. Compared to those, these were a little too big sounding for their own good. It was actually harder to hear my voice, even though the music sounded better in the recording studio. Hard to describe. But with these, there was a focus that came with them, where everything was kind of balanced. You could hear the music, but more importantly, you could hear yourself. And because the way these have a really narrow stereo field, it actually took a lot of the distractions out of, the mix. So, your voice is a mono instrument, if we could call it that. And you really don't need stereo distracting you from hearing your voice. So, because the stereo field on these are so narrow, it just instantly made the voice pop out, if that makes sense. And the even more important thing is I use these sometimes when I'm mixing. Actually, I use these a lot when I'm mixing. But not in the way you would think. Again, I do it for vocals, and the way I use it when I'm mixing vocals is I compare my voice to whatever reference track I'm using, and I noticed that on the best recorded songs, mixed songs, there's a space where your voice fits in, where it never exceeds that treble end, it never exceeds that low end. So I know that if my voice is mixed right, it'll fit right within that end. And all the music will be like all around it, if that makes sense. It's also a lot easier to hear the levels of things. Like the level, like how loud something is. Because they're such like mid-rangey type of things, like they don't really have a lot of low end in them at all. They have treble, but it's like a weird kind of rolled off treble. But it helps when you're mixing because a lot of times you feel like in order to make something more audible, you have to make it sound brighter. Like you have to just boost up the treble, like just pull it up. And you can do it and it'll work in a lot of cases, but if you do that for like 20, 30, 40 tracks in your project, you get this overly bright mess that is just like awful to listen to, which these immediately allow you to pick up and roll off everything accordingly. So you'll know, like, it's almost like listening to like a multi-band compressor, and you know how like a 4-band or 5-band or whatever would have like the solo option, so you can just solo bands. So that's the way this headphone almost works when I'm mixing vocals, or how I use it to mix my vocals. It just has such a narrow range that it actually can play back, that I know that if I can make things fit in the spaces that they fit, the way, you know, big engineers and big songs have made their vocals fit within those small ranges, I know that once I hear it out on a bigger system, everything's gonna sound great. These don't actually, well, it's interesting. I can't say these really cancel noise at all. They kind of dampen noise outside, but they don't really cancel. Like, I can still hear plenty of things. If someone's talking to me, I could probably still hear it. These, the MH50s, on the other hand, do cancel out noise. In fact, the first time I wore it, I made an idiot out of myself because I was like yelling. I couldn't even hear my own voice, so I was yelling at everybody. And it was pretty funny. But yeah, these don't really block noise at all. The padding on them is so thick that it makes it very comfortable to use to wear for a really long time. But it's also very heavy, so it's never a time where you forget you're wearing it because it's so heavy. But at the same time, it's soft that you don't feel like you're being crushed. And of course, it shares one thing in common with my favorite headphones, the HDR 7506 Sony headphones. Those are my favorites of all time, probably always will be. But what they have in common is the telephone cord. I'm probably the only person who still likes these, but I absolutely love the telephone cords. Never, ever, ever do you have to worry about them breaking, at least in my experience, for headphones. And unfortunately, my Sony headphones broke way before I ever recorded anything with them, but whenever I get some money, I'll buy the new ones and buy some new pair, and we'll see how those sound in a recording. But these are comfortable, great recording, interesting. They really help you mix if you're using the kind of trick I'm using to mix my vocals, so it's extremely useful for vocal mixes. And telephone cord. And you know, Sennheiser is a company that gets a lot of bad press, but I think they make pretty good products. They're not what you think you want, but they might be what you need. So I think that's what happened for me in my case. Speaking of Sonys, let's talk about these. I never talked about these. These are actually the oldest headphones I have that still work. And I got this just on a whim. I was at, I think it was Best Buy or Staples with my family. We were there to buy like radio or something else. But I just saw these hanging there, you know, near the checkout stand. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know Sony made stuff like this, and I noticed that it was still the MDR series, and it was $20. You couldn't beat it. Like, it's Sony, number one. Number two, MDR series. Number three, extremely lightweight, is way nothing. And number four, they've outlasted every other headphone I've got. So, no surprise. My only real flaw I see with this, not a regret, but is that the cable on it is really, really short. You can use, like, you know, extension cords for these types of things, but the quality of the sound might change, or depending on how you bump the cable, it might, you know, go out or whatever. But without the extension cord, these are perfect. These actually sound incredible if you plug them into your iPhone. If you plug them into like a interface, you know, like with a headphone amp, it doesn't sound that good, to be honest with you. It doesn't really sound that good, and it doesn't really get better with anything you really plug it into, except with the iPhone. I don't know what is in iPhone or how they designed that, but the sound on an iPhone is so good already. Like, I've never heard anything that wasn't smooth, it wasn't perfectly balanced, all that. What's interesting about these is, despite their size, they have this huge low end sound that they bring to everything. So I would never mix on these, because you would not be able to tell. But I think they sound really cool. They're great. They're super lightweight, really bassy, flexible, small. I wear them a lot. I do wear them like every day, but they're actually kind of tight on the band side at the top. So, actually no, not the top actually, but the ear part. The ear part is like, the padding on it's really thin, and it's kind of tight there. So, and it's small. So like, I have like elephant ears, like Barack Obama's ears. That's how big my ears are. So on these little these cups, they're actually probably too small for me. So they kind of just press onto my ear, and they leave like a sore kind of ring. Not like an actual bruise or anything. It's just like ear hurts after a while of, you know, wearing it. Everything's falling down. I don't know why. Last one. We're moving on before my battery runs out of power. Here is the Audio-Technica and ATH. Where's the logo? ATH-M50s. There we go. Probably can't see it on camera. These are dope speakers. All right. These are like, for like this price range, I think it was like $140. It wasn't expensive at all. These the Sennheisers were like almost $200, and I feel like they were overpriced. The $20, I feel like they were underpriced. These were like $149, and I feel like they sound way better than a $149 speaker. These absolutely are phenomenal. Huge stereo field. My only problem with these is it's too huge at times. So like, if you pan something like, and I noticed in my own mixes, if I pan something like 70%, it sounded like it was like 90%. And something on like 100% almost sounded like it was behind me. That's how wide the mixes were in this headphone. It's really dope. It's kind of, because they're really large, you get a huge bandwidth, like from 20, like I think it goes all the way down to 30 hertz, all the way up to like 16 or 18K. And so that's a huge range. And you definitely feel that. It can be a little bit overwhelming with some songs, especially if you listen to like, you know, trap or dubstep, you know, just bassy stuff. But it's not in a mid-rangey, like, you know, boxy way. No, it's very smooth. It's extremely low. Like, I can play sounds on this that are so low that you literally hear it vibrating. Like they never lose clarity. They sound extremely clear, extremely bright, but not in that harsh brightness way. It's just it's a perfect blend with the bass and everything. So the only other problem is vocals have to be, when you're mixing vocals, you just, you know, you should be good at mixing vocals, and the better you are, it's not gonna matter. But like, I noticed when I was mixing some of my vocals in the past, they wouldn't sound that great when I played them back here. They sound better if I mix them here first with the Sennheisers and then listen to it here. But if I try to mix them here and then go to the Sennheisers or something, I'm gonna notice all those flaws. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's too much width, too much power, maybe, I don't know. It almost makes things sound too good, and that's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. I like using the M50s for mixing like music. I definitely love it with the music. It's definitely dope. Especially if I'm trying to like mix pads, you know, or like little like airy kind of, you know, or big leads and stuff like that, synthesizers and stuff, because they allow you to get a lot of detail. You get a lot of detail with these. These ones don't have detail like that. It's more like it shows you a shape of something, and then you have to cut that into whatever you want it to be, if that makes sense. Whereas this gives you an entire picture, like an HD camera, and you have to kind of figure out how, when you're mixing, how to hide certain things, because you don't want to focus on everything at once in your mix. At least that's how I would do it, how I experience mixes. I don't even mix on these, so no point in asking. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't rate things, but if I rated it, I would give this a maybe 7 or 8 out of 10. I would give the Sennheisers a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5. I don't even feel like these are studio monitors at all. They say stereo headphones, they don't even say monitors on them, so yeah. But I do love these, so I would give them probably, just for listening purposes, I guess I would give them a 8. Why not? I'm biased. I love Sony products. And there you have it. More videos coming soon. Definitely going to do a video for my BX5A M audio monitors. I've had these for like 4 years now, and I might as well do a review on them. And I already did a review on the Elises. I just found out from one of my viewers, his name was Rusty Shackleford. He said I bought these at regular price, so... And it was $70 on eBay, that's what I bought it for, but apparently it's always been $70, so I didn't really get a deal. So I guess I played myself. But I'm not mad because I like these, and I also love when you guys subscribe, comment, share. Let me know what you guys think. Sign up to my newsletter, links are in the description box, and also sign up to my other channel. Subscribe to that, Lightning Powered Art, for all my art videos. And like I said, we got a show coming up, a live show, 11/27, Tommy Osiris and your boy. We're gonna be at the Zen Lounge, 7:30 p.m. 21 only event. Ask for Tommy Osiris. Let them know you want to see the show when you get there. $15 door fee. Come on, guys. Support your boys. We're out here. We're gonna do a great show, and I know you guys are gonna love it. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Of course, I have merchandise on Tower Threads. The site has been redesigned. It's super sexy, and we've got new products coming out there all the time. New artists we're featuring there all the time. So hit that up. Use the code Godson15 to save 15% off on all the merchandise at the shop, not just mine. Until next time, peace.